Hello guys, this is Alex Gomez and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to be sculpting this design from Suopa. So let's get started. So first I'm going to start with the sphere Dynamesh. I'm just going to press the comma key and you can just select the Dynamesh sphere and whatever. There's different resolutions, you can just go with this one. It doesn't matter, we can just change it after. So this is kind of like a low resolution. It's fine for now if we want to start the blockout. So let's start the block. I'll just go to the side view. I'm gonna get my move brush. I'm gonna move, kind of like give like the same shape that I have here in my skull in that reference. If you don't know how to get that skull, you can just go to preference. You can go to cam view and just press next. It will change this until you get to the skull. Okay. So remember preference, cam view, next. There you go. And you can get as many as you can there. Oh, let's go back again. And there you go. Okay, but in this case, our character has like a really kind of like an oval shape, kind of like a head. So let's get this down like that. Okay. Perfect. And that's how I start a character pretty much. Let's go with the clay builder. I'm gonna carve out a little bit this part. So kind of like to kind of like differentiate the jaw in this part. So BSQ, and I'm just gonna polish the part, just kind of like to flatten out this area here. Okay, and that's looking much better right there. Alright. And this goes inside like that. And let's go like that. Perfect. Okay, so I kind of like have my main shape. Right on. I like to work with perspective of when I'm blocking out. Then after I start adding details, I like to turn that back on. Okay, I have this. I'm gonna go append. Let's take a cylinder. Select your cylinder. Scale down, go down, scale down, scale up on the y-axis, probably around there. I'm gonna paint a sphere 3D, select your sphere 3D, go down, around there, press X, get symmetry, move brush, and I'm just going to give it the shape right there of kind of like this shape. That's all. Then I will worry about the shirt, how it will go. I just want this body, and I want this to be part of the whole thing here, probably around there, I will say. That's perfect. I'm gonna take the neck, I'm gonna divide that one, Control D to divide it, take the head, merge down, and merge down, and resolution is 32. I'm gonna change that to 128 and Dynamesh. Boom. Let's go Dynamesh. Perfect. Now I'm going to smooth out these connections right there. Okay. Perfect. I'm just going to smooth this a little bit to have kind of like that topology in there. Okay. After having this done, I'm going to take the pinch brush. So the pinch brush, you can find those brushes in 3 Character Workshop. And the pinch brush, I'm gonna pinch right here because I want to know where the eyes are gonna be. So there you go, that's where my eyes are gonna be. Boom, Dynamesh and smooth this out. I know where they are. I'm going to mark the mouth as well, so BDS for the damn standard, and then mark the mouth. Boop. That's probably like too happy. It's a little bit happy, but yeah, not that much. Like that's better. Okay. Just right now. I'm just kind of like marking at this point. I just marking stuff just to kind of like, you know, just to know how in proportions everything is going or is looking. Okay, let's paint a sphere now for the eyes. Select the eye, press W, press Shift to snap every 5 degrees. Scroll down, no scroll down, scale down, perfect, right there. Let's bring the eye in around there, let's say with that area right there. Okay, let's go back to the face, and what I'm going to do, I'm gonna kind of like carve out this part, because this is gonna be kind of like the eye sockets, not too much, not too little, probably around there, and small. That's much better. Probably carve out a little bit here and smooth. Perfect. Select your eye, duplicate your eye, press W and scale it up a tiny bit. Okay, probably like 15-20%, probably 20% I will say. Then press Ctrl Shift and knife curve. Press Q, Ctrl Shift, and let's cut it down. That's too high. Let's cut it down in the middle, almost right in the middle. Perfect. Have the upper eyelid duplicated, and let's rotate this one down to make the lower lid. Let's turn back on the upper one. Okay, let's go back to the upper one. Let's rotate it up. There you go. And now that I have this, I'm gonna start making the shape of the eye. This is kind of like not a proper shape. It's kind of like goes in an eye drop. So let's press B and B, the move tool, and let's start moving like you're really with a big brush, like big stroke. See, this is super big stroke. Perfect. There you go. Okay, now take this one, the lower one, and let's do the same. I like to leave like these big, thick eyelids for stylized characters. I think it looks really nice. Okay, there you go. Perfect. So I may need to bring this down a little bit, and this one like that, because the eyes are not that open in this design. Okay, and this one, this goes more straight, so let's bring it up like that. There you go. Perfect, perfect. Those eyes are a little bit too out, so I can just kind of like merge them down, the three of them, and kind of like place them in the proper way, I think so, because once I start looking from this side, they look super big, but I think that now they look right. So I split these two parts, okay, and let's turn on the visibility of all of them. Let's grab our top eyelid. Now our gizmo is somewhere else, so I'm just gonna Alt click here, and it goes back to the center of mass. B and B, I'm gonna move this. Okay, let's select the bottom one and move this down like that. And let's work on that shape. I think that's much better. Perfect. Like that. And you know, it always takes a little bit of time to get it right, so don't get discouraged about it. Select the eye and make it a tiny bit bigger. Let's go to center of gravity, pressing Alt and this icon, or center of mass, sorry. And there you go. We have the eye right there. So let's go C plugin mirror. Okay, C plugin mirror, and okay. And the upper eyelid C plugin mirror, and okay, perfect. So now I have our eyes there, but this kind of like this doesn't make much sense, like this part of the forehead. So let's fix that. Let's go back to my head, and with a pinch brush, actually gonna grab here from the kind of like the bridge of the nose, and I'm gonna go something like that. Perfect. Now I can just smooth this out and smooth this out. I know for sure that I need to add volume here. Okay, so let's move this tiny bit, and let's add some volume in that part. So I can either do the fill, which it works good. Sometimes I use the clay buildup, or sometimes I use another sphere just to fill this up. But this is working for me. Let's fill this up too as well here. Because now I see that I have like a, you know, this plane here like underneath the eye. It's working good. Perfect. Let's make the nose. Sometimes the nose you can do it just by building with a clay buildup like that. Dynamesh and go. Or you can just mask and move. Sometimes I just do it with the clay buildup. So let's do it with the clay buildup now. Okay, that's good. And let's kind of like carve this out a little bit for the nose right there. And let's build more volume in this part. BDS and kind of like mark right there. Okay, perfect. That's looking much better. Let's Dynamesh so we get more topology right here where we added more stuff. Okay, let's keep rotating and keep rotating your model. Okay, if I see like the then it goes kind of like that way. So let's go with the pinch brush. I'm gonna use the pinch brush. I'm gonna pinch that. And as I pinch, you already see that I'm getting my lips in there. So let's pinch this a little bit more like that. Perfect. Let's Dynamesh. So we get a little bit more of geometry or topology fill out in there. Okay, perfect. We have that. I'm gonna accentuate this lower lip a little bit. So I'm gonna get the clay buildup here, and I'm gonna carve out this part. Probably that's a lot right there. Let's go and add a little bit of volume here in the chin. Make sure that this part, you see how straight this is? This has to be curved, so let's curve it out here. Perfect. Okay, that's good. Then I'm gonna take the damp standard. I'm just gonna kind of like try to put it where I think it's gonna be. No, that's too sharp there. This is probably a little bit sharper like that. Around there. That's good. And the upper lip, this is gonna be the upper lip right here, right there. So something like that. And let's get with the damp standard that I have already. And let's accentuate a little bit smaller. Accentuate this part here. And definitely I need more kind of like around there. Let's move this. I'm not getting into details, I'm getting more into kind of like the proportions of my things there. At this point I see that the nose is a little bit too big there. Not big, but too, like the space from the nose to the upper lip is too big. Okay, I'm gonna mask this part. Not like that. Let's mask this whole part like that, because now like the lower lip is coming out too much. Let's invert that, and I'm just gonna move it. Move this. Let's move this back a little bit. Okay. Okay, I'm just kind of like moving and polishing. And that nose is super funny right now. So let's do something about it. Let's get the pinch brush and let's give it a better shape right here, like this. Now that's looking more like a nose. And let's do the same here with the pinch brush. Okay. Let's get the clay buildup and build the nostrils a little bit here. Probably I should just reduce my stroke and right there. Build a little bit of that without getting into too much details. And there you go. This is much better in this part. Cool. So it's getting there, it's getting there. It's not like, oh, this is perfect. No, still needs more work. Of course. That's what I always tell you guys, don't never give up at this stage. Okay. Let's add the nostrils and Dynamesh. The nostrils, and maybe I should go a little bit higher here to 256 in the Dynamesh resolution. Boom. That's much better. Now I can add the nostrils right there. Just like that. Perfect. Just like that. Okay. And let's fix this part here because that was like that. Smooth that out. Perfect. And let's see. Okay, now that what I'm going to do, I'm going to merge my eyelids. So let's bring this down and merge down this part. Merge, merge down, merge down. Perfect. Apply your Dynamesh. There you go. So you have your eyelids right there. Let's smooth this out a little bit. Right now, I'm not going to worry at all about the ears. I'm not going to add any ears because the design, you see, the ears doesn't show, they're covered by the hair. So let's work for me. That's good. Kind of like add a little bit more volume here in the nose. Okay, and it's getting right there. Let's adjust this part here, like that. Let's smooth this out. A little bit more, that part of the nose. Right. Okay, let's polish this part a little bit. I think that's good for now. Okay, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna kind of like Zremesh all this stuff here. But I'm gonna give it like a kind of like a shape of the collarbone and where the other anatomy things go. So let's with the clay buildup, let's build this kind of collarbone. Let's take out some of these. Let's go like that. Let's build that, even though I don't see it, but I want to just do it kind of like a tiny bit too much. So I know, so it kind of like looks better. There you go. That's much better right there. Okay. Now I can just work a little bit in these proportions right. Let's turn on now my perspective, and that's gonna make things better. Turn on my perspective. Let's bring this a little bit down like that. Just like this. Okay, let's bring the forehead out a little bit. Kind of like she has like a big forehead right there. And I always kind of like go like in referencing like that skull, even though like this a little bit different because of the stylized version, but it's good to do it. And always remember that this is just gonna look like that weird, you know, it's never gonna look like that, like right. You just have to keep working on it and polishing it. Okay, so let's say I'm happy with this part. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna Zremesh that so I can start adding some details and stuff. So I'm gonna use the Zremesh guide. So B Zremesh guides right there. Let's get your stroke lower or smaller, and let's take this one right here. Perfect. Then I'm gonna take this one from the top of the bridge of the nose, lower the eyelid, and this is gonna be there. I think so. That's how I did it before, or maybe not. Let's do that again. So let's bring it here, and this one goes up right there. Okay, perfect. Then I'm gonna get this one from the nose up, and this is gonna be kind of like the middle of the ear. And there's some stuff that I'm not liking it. That's much better. Okay, then I'm gonna take this one here, and this is gonna be all around. Make a ring. Then I'm gonna take this ring here, boom, and then I'm gonna go with this one right there, boom. I don't like this one, just delete it with Alt, just pressing Alt you can delete it. Oops, right there, perfect. Then I'm gonna go with this all the way up like that, and probably this goes all the way down like that. And let's go from the middle here, and the middle, right in the middle. Oh, that's too much. I did too much, so let's do it again until it meets the middle. Right there, perfect. Okay, so now I can do a Zremesh for sure. Let's go. Zremesh. Now this is an excellent point for me to start modeling. Okay, I probably should have done it with the not with the smile like that. I'll probably just lower, so I can just lower this like this and then change it. Let's go back. Probably that, and then Zremesh this again. Hopefully this maintains the same. Yeah, there you go. It didn't work. So let's work with this like that. Let's go back. That's fine. Okay, now this is a good spot to keep working on our model. So let's press Ctrl D a couple of times. Probably one more time. How many subdivisions are 4? That's good for me. And I'm gonna go with the pinch brush, and I'm gonna start adding some details and kind of like having like, you know, like perfect, not perfect, but kind of like getting the proper shape of our model right here. Okay, smooth that out. Let's get this eyelid really nice right there. Oof, that's too much. Too much pressure on my tablet, on my pen. And here, all the way down. And make this little cut. Let's make this with the damp standard. So let's get this probably right there. Let's move that out. Okay, good. So I have that part. Nice. Okay, let's work on that nose. With the damp standard, let's go like this. Yeah, much better. Pronouncing that nose in there. Cannot pronounce. Boom. And let's get these nostrils right there. Okay, BSQ, and let's sharpen this part a little bit like that. So it's nice that we can work on our details way better. I'm going to add a little bit of volume here. I'm kind of missing some volume in this part of the cheeks. Right there. And smooth this out a little bit, like a little bit softer. And let's add some here. Okay, now our lips are super, doesn't look like lips. So let's work on the lips now. Let's take the damp standard. Let's make kind of like that. Oh, the other way, sorry. Right there. That's much better. Let's do that nice smile. Once again, I think I'm gonna increase my lazy radius. If you can find it, you just go stroke, lazy mouse, and lazy radius. So let's increase that. Right there. How's that? Something like this. Okay, and now let's do the lower lip. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now I'm gonna add a tiny bit of a mark right here. So let's go with a pinch brush. Right, this part. It's much better right there. And probably I'm gonna take some of this, and that's much better. Kind of like to adjust this part. Now I can just get the pinch brush and just very settle. Let's smooth this out here in this part, and probably you will have to get some geometry out from here. It's too much. Right there, and this can make, you know, these little things on top. Just more. Still find that this part is super big, so it's something that I need to adjust. I need to bring everything down here, because I find it super big. Okay, and it's okay to do this. It doesn't matter, you don't have to go back to the blockouts and stuff. You can just do it right here. Still adjust your model in this spot right there. Okay, it's not a big deal. And always look around and make sure that your model, it looks good in proportions and everything like that. Okay, nice. So now that I have that, let's start adding a kind of like the hair, because that's gonna make a big difference in our model. So I'm going to append a sphere, and there you go, have our sphere. Scale it up, scale it down this side. There's so many different ways just to do this part, but I'm just gonna use the move tool. I'm just gonna move this, probably the brush, the snake hook. Just get the snake hook. Okay, always gonna say, yeah, this is better when it's sculptures. I don't care about that, just care about the block out of the hair right here, right there. Something like that. Oof, that's too much. Let's dynamesh this so we can have a little bit better control. Probably around there. This is gonna go probably around there. So just like that volume, the one that I'm looking for. So let's get the hairline right there in this part. So right now I know that it goes kind of like, but there's other hair strands that goes like that. This is gonna be just the big chunk of it. Okay, that's good. Let's add another one. Append sphere. Press N. Go to your sphere and just move it to the side, move it down, move it up, and let's get down here. Let's scale this down, that part. And let's go back to the snake hook again. Yes, I know. Dynamesh. And let's move this like that. Boom. Boom. Boom, like that. It's probably too much. Boom, 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 boom. And this probably goes lower. Here, and let's bring this kind of like blocking out, just blocking out that part. Now I can just move this area like this, probably a little bit more, kind of like more exaggerated that part. That's probably too much around there. Let's use a normal move brush over there. Okay, let's take this one. And there you go. And I can add another one for the back. So let's add a bend, another sphere, press N, go to there, and move this back. Can you press X in this case, and let's move this back like that. Kind of like to fill up the rest of the hair. Something like that, I will say. Let's dynamesh this as well. Can go to transparency just to see better where that part of the head is going. Okay. Something like that. And something like that. The hair is pretty tricky sometimes. It's not that easy work, but you know, this is a good, super good start. Then we have like the pigtails. So let's append this sphere here. Let's go down. Let's bring this down like that. And let's move this here up. And something like that. Let's scale it down. Let's scale this down like this. Perfect. So I have one pigtail, and let's duplicate that one and move this one here. That's the other pigtail. And let's kind of like adjust the shape of it. And you see like my strokes when I'm doing hair, like my strokes are super big. Okay. Let's go to the other one here. And let's move this one kind of like quite a bit like that. Okay. So now that I have kind of like the hair blocking out, what I can do is just like dynamesh all of it. So let's do that. Let's dynamesh all the hair. So starting with this one, yeah. Merge down, merge down, merge down, merge down. And dynamesh everything here. Perfect. Okay. Dynamesh again. And let's move this out here. Okay, now I can kind of like work a little bit on details here. Not like a really details, but by just defining more the hair. So let's put it like that. Let's use the damn standard right here. And I'm going to mark down like this part. Okay. Where do you go? Right there. Okay, perfect. This part, I'm gonna go with the clay buildup and just gonna carve in, just like that. Nice smooth. Okay. Then I'm gonna fix the eyes. I know that there's some stuff that doesn't make sense right there, right now. Let's get the BSQ, the polish, and I'm gonna kind of like carve down and let polish this part here. I can use the trim dynamic as well, just kind of like to trim this part here. Sorry, the trim adaptive, the one that I like better. Oof, that's too much. Yeah. Trim dynamic. Maybe it's working better. Kind of like to carve out this. Let's move this in like that. Out. And let's take this and move it out like this. A little bit smaller, those strokes, the clay build-up right there. And I can't like build a little bit this part here. Right there, you see how this is going? It's because my back face mask. So I have to add back face mask. If you can find it here, go to brush and auto masking, and you can find the back face mask. Now I can just do that stroke with no problem right there. Let's take this off now. I have that volume better. Okay. Let's smooth this out right there. Okay, so this is looking much better. Let's move this right here, around there. And let's see that this here is gonna be, let's see, BDS, and this is gonna go like that. It's kind of like want to divide those two parts there. Kind of mesh that, and let's move this out right there. Okay, let's adjust the eyes. Take a break with the hair now. Let's adjust the eyes. Okay, so with the eyes, let's make a better shape. So let's move this like that. There it goes, something like this. And this. Perfect. I want to lower the nose. Like that. I think that it's good to take a break of the things that you're working on and then kind of like start again, you know. This is kind of like, you see, you can't smooth that out as much, so what I'm just gonna reduce my divisions and smooth it out a little bit. But I'm gonna cover that with my eyelashes. Oops. Let's take the pinch brush and let's go here. Right there. Perfect. Let's add the eyelashes because that's gonna make a huge difference when we see our model, okay? So let's see. Let's mask this out. I'm just gonna mask it with a freehand mask. Right there. And go here. So kind of like going up and down. Okay, right there, that's perfect, much better. Here. Okay. Something like that. That's probably too much. Too sharp. Those not sharp, but kind of like it looks like cheese. Has an evil look. Around there. Yeah, a little bit more serum to do those eyelashes. Okay. There you go. I have to move this up a little bit more. So now that I have the eyelash there, let's go to subtool, extract, and let's put the thickness to 0, extract, and accept. Let's target poly count 0.1 and Zremesh. Okay, I have my eyebrows right there. I'm gonna get the C modeler, BZM, the C modeler. I'm going to make sure that I'm extruded at all polygons. Press tab to get this many, press space to get this many. So let's see, boom, there we have it. I'm gonna That's good, that's good enough. So if it's too big, I just go back to my original ones and just bring them in like that. Okay, now let's get rid of the polyframe. Smooth this out a couple of times. No, smooth, yeah, subdivide, sorry, a couple of times, and then I can just smooth it out. So it's kind of like a little bit nicer. Let's wait until that autosave goes off. Okay, and let's put this more. Perfect. Let's work on this a little bit more like that. Okay, let's go back to my face. Let's get rid of the mask and let's move this up a tiny bit. Something like that. Okay, that's pretty good. This in like that. And I always kind of like keep looking that there's stuff that doesn't make sense or I don't like or who knows. But here we go. I think it's looking better. It's looking much better. Okay, so let's go. I'm gonna add some color now. So let's add like a black one, not black, like a dark gray for this. Eyebrows. I'm gonna go with a kind of like a skin color around probably there. Fill object. I'm gonna change my matte cap for skin shade right there. And let's get like a better skin color fill object. Right. Oof, that's too. No, that's skin. Something like that probably. Right there, fill object. Let's do it like that for now. Probably. I just have to find like a better color. That's right there. I think that's better. Okay. Now I'm gonna go back to the face and I'm gonna add my eyelashes. So I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna mask this part here and all the way there. But instead, yeah, I'm gonna extract. But instead of the thickness, I'm gonna put the thickness 0.02. And extract, and I don't care if it's that big, it's fine, accept. Okay, let's clear up the mask, go back to your base head and clear up the mask as well, just so you don't forget. Turn this on, and I'm gonna Zremesh, but this part, the target polygon count is gonna be 0.1, Zremesh. It's gonna take a while, so let's wait. Okay, perfect. So we have our eyebrows. Look, they're super big. I'm gonna pick this color here and I'm going to fill object. Okay, let's change this to white here. Let's smooth this out. I'm just going to smooth it. And I'm gonna move it. Smooth this a lot, this part here. And we're just giving the shape of our eyelash right there. Okay, something like that. Go up like this. I want to cover this part, and let's move this part like that. And now you see that it's getting better. Like it's looking much better. So don't get discouraged if you don't get it like the right way in the first time. You know, like it's always matter. It's gonna keep improving. So I'm gonna Zremesh this again, just so I can fill up more in there. See, fill object. Okay, let's get the eyes. I'm gonna go all white. Fill, not that one. Fill object. Perfect. BST for the standard. Put it to drag and select this brush, and let's go all the way to black and I'm just gonna, let's see right there. So I'm gonna press Ctrl D a couple of times. I'm gonna drag this right there. Probably a little bit bigger. Things around there. I'm gonna rotate my eyes a little bit up. There you go, much better. And I'm going to go with the BST as well. Go to the white. I'm gonna break symmetry there. I'm just gonna put highlights right there, right there. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. So this is getting there. It's looking quite nice, I think. Let's work on our face a little bit more. Let's bring, oh no, the move tool, move brush, just move it down here a little bit more like that. This part a little bit in, like making like subtle adjustments right there. Let's bring the chin out a little bit. Right there. Perfect. Let's smooth this out here. And let's smooth this part there. Perfect. Let's try to smooth this part a little bit. Okay. I think this is looking nice. Let's try to do something. Let's try to move this down, move this up like that. Okay, nice. And I might just reduce a little bit these eyelashes right here. Right there. I think that's better. I think that's much better. Right there. Okay. Let's try. I'm going to bring the face. We're going to move it a little bit inside. And bring this inside like that. And it's just like a little subtle adjustments. Okay, I think I need to carve a little bit of that volume right here. I think it's too much for what I have in there. Kind of like more like that difference in the nose. I think that will help a lot. And let's mark this down. Right there. Okay, so there's some stuff that I see here that I'm not very happy with, so let's adjust the face a little bit more. First, I'm just gonna go to draw and I'm gonna change the camera. Let's move this guy here and change the camera to 85. Let's go to the move brush. And let's bring this in a little bit like that. Okay, that's much better. Yes, that's a ray giving it like a better shape here. Let's move this part right there. Let's bring the eyes inside a little bit more. And let's bring this part here as well. Let's bring this more straight. And let's bring these eyes right there. Okay, that's a little bit better of what I had before. I have to adjust the eyelashes as well. So let's see. Oh, that's not the one that I wanted to do, this one. Okay, let's carve this with my brush, my damp standard. Perfect. And that's much better. Let's fix this eyelash here and make this super straight like that. And this array is changing way more of what I want to look. Okay, let's move this in like that. Perfect. And that's the thing that, like, you guys have to keep looking and making sure that things are looking properly, not just like I'm always going like a back and forth, trying to figure out what's going on, trying to figure out like how my things are going. Like right here, erase, see, like kind of like this part is super, I don't know, there's something in there that I don't like. So I'm just going to move it inside, and then I'm gonna fill this part here in a little bit. So it's kind of like a smoother. Perfect. That's looking a little bit better. And it's a matter of tweaking. I always tweak until I get the desired part. Okay. Okay, let's go. And that's looking much better now. Let's bring this mouth a little bit down as well. And look, that makes a big difference. Let's take the hair and let's move this in. So it's kind of like, like the hairline. I know that there's some strands that are coming this way, so the hairline is going to be a little bit different. Okay, I know that this goes like that. And then there's some that I go this way. So I'm just going to smooth this out. I'm going to get... let's see, let's get the resolution lower and Dynamesh, and let's smooth this out better. That's much better. Then I can get like a better shape, because that was like too much right there. But you see now it's kind of like making more sense. It's looking a little bit better. So I'm gonna change the color to probably like brown color for the hair, light brown, like that. I'm gonna feel that. Okay, I'm gonna use the clay buildup. Let's increase this to 128, the Dynamesh. And something that I'm gonna do, BDS, I'm gonna kind of like mark this part, and from here I'm gonna mark this down like that, kind of like right in the middle. Okay, then I can just move this as I need to, out, and this part a little bit out as well, just like that. Perfect. Okay, now I can just go with the clay buildup and start building kind of like those shapes of the hair. So first, I'm gonna go with this one right here, and the clay buildup. This side, going down probably till right here, almost to the chin part, right there, and then this is gonna go this way, kind of like that. Okay, so let's make kind of like another strand right next to it, right there and right there. Okay, so that array is looking much better. Like that. Let's move this a little bit inside here. It's a little bit too big. It's a matter of just keep finding like the right tones or the right proportions. Let's add more here in this part. Let's add this part here. A little bit bigger strokes there, bigger strokes right there, bigger this part, and let's do this one right here. Let's increase our size right there. Let's increase the size right here. Okay, and this goes right there. I don't care about the back as much. Let's smooth it out. I'm just kind of like generating the volumes right there. That's what matters for me. gonna get the pinch brush. Let's get the pinch brush and let's pinch this part. It's kind of like to get it like more defined, that part. Okay. And Dynamesh. Okay. It's kind of like blocking out. It's like a super big, like a block out of the hair. So let's go here, right there. It's too much, but right there. Let's go all the way here. Okay. I need this part to go a little bit bigger on this side. So let's move it up. Like that. This one, let's move it down a little bit, this side. And let's move this one out, this part here. And look how much this is making like a big difference. Once you add hair and you add the eyelashes, like your mold is gonna look way better. Okay, so don't stress out about it as much. Just take your time and keep looking at your mold, move it everywhere, and you'll see that the changes are gonna, you're gonna start seeing the changes. Start going to see that, oh, this can be improved, so let's move it, or why not? Okay. So for this part of the hair, I'm just gonna pinch again here. Pinch with the with Alt. So just pinch here, just to have like that sharp. Shape right there. Okay, that's good. I think I'm gonna get rid of some of the volume right there in that part. It kind of like bothers me a little bit. Let's get some volume. That probably was too much. Just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. That's much better. Kind of like adding this part. Add a little bit more here. Okay. Okay. And this is probably the eyebrows. I have to move them more to that area. Not those ones. The eyebrows, these ones. Move them outside more. Like right there. They were like too much, like too close together, and it's kind of like giving us like a weird shape. Okay, let's move this out here on top. Okay. Okay, so yeah, so just that's the thing. Just be patient with your model. It's gonna come along for sure, and keep working at it. That's probably like the best advice that I can give you is just keep working at it. It's gonna get better. Like it's gonna get way better. Okay. So I have this part. I can just keep working on the hair. Let's see. Let's move this side a little bit. So right there. And kind of like I go back and forth sometimes with some of my subtools or the parts of my model per se. I just like, sometimes I just kind of like get tired of working on this and start working on something else. I don't have like that method that you see in a lot of the videos. This is what we're gonna do first. I'm gonna do the eyes, and then kind of like you do the eyes and they're already perfect. It doesn't work for me. Not for me. Maybe for you guys or other guys that have like tons of experience. I don't know, like I see like sometimes Danny McVideos or Polygon, and yeah, you do this, and it's kind of like the first time and it's super perfect. So for me, I just have to keep working at it. Not everyone is the same. So for this part of the hair, I'm just going to use the bend curve and add probably around this this resolution. I'm gonna bring it in like that, bring it down like that, scale it up like that. Perfect. Just gonna bring it down. this goes down and this goes down as well. I should add more resolution to it. Okay. And I can use something like this. Okay, and select the gear icon and then accept. I can just start moving these and then I can just shape as much as I can. Let's move it from here, from the top, and no, let's reset that and go back and move it to the top. Let's see. I think right there. Then I can use like a big stroke and just move it like that. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so now you're noticing that it's getting a little bit better right there. I can dynamish that, so I can just kind of like add some details afterwards. And this kind of like goes, it comes in, goes like that, something like this. Let's bring this inside a little bit. That's the problem. You see how I got this curve there? It's because I moved this too much with a little stroke. Now I can just go with a bigger stroke and move it down. And that will work much better. Sometimes when you have like a big stroke, sometimes things doesn't really like get the necessary, not the necessary, but the right amount of move. Let's see, you have like a small one and start moving and just start looking very jaggedy, or you know, like not very like a nice flow. Okay, so if you move it like that, it's a better flow, it's a better curve. So that's something to take in consideration when you're doing the hair. That's better. Take this fill object there, and let's take this, kind of like more sharp this side. Let's take the pinch brush and let's pinch this like this. Have that better volume right there. And let's move this outside a little bit. I'm gonna add other strands here that are gonna kind of like cover that eye right there. But I think this is kind of like a good spot to start, kind of thing. Let's go with the clay buildup again, and I'm gonna work in this side of the hair because right now it's super flat, so it's not gonna be much. It's just gonna go like kind of like the same as I did right here in this part. So kind of like a goes down and then goes to right to the middle, goes down and goes right to the middle, goes down and go to the middle. Okay, I can just smooth that out and use the damp standard, and then I can just generate those kind of like not cavities, but those kind of like hair clumps right there. And here I can move this out a tiny bit. And let's work on this detail right there. And look how much this has changed. Once I'm happy with the stuff here, I'm probably gonna delete disable symmetry, kind of like give like that kind of amount. Once I'm way happier with the shape of the head or the face, and after probably Polypaint as well. Okay. Let's move this up. There you go. Okay. That's much better right there. Okay, let's move into the shirt now. So let's see. It's a paint, another subtool. I'm gonna paint from a sphere, and let's move the sphere. Let's go to the sphere. Let's move it back down, and let's do that part of the shirt. I'm just going to start moving. Let's change the color, something else, and let's move this. Yeah, first, press X. Symmetry, okay. Like that. Okay, just like that. It's much better. Probably wanna dynamize this. Okay. Let's bring this up. Let's bring this out. Like the bust. Right there. Perfect. That makes more better sense. I am going to mask this part here around there. Yes, let's do it around there. Invert mask and move this out. Boom, like that. And what I'm going to do in a bit is gonna mask this and kind of make like a cloth out of it. Let's get the knife brush and dynamize this. Okay, perfect. That's much better. Much better. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do for this shirt right here. I'm just gonna, let's turn off perspective. I'm gonna mask with the mask lasso. I'm gonna mask this part. I'm gonna mask this part like that. Oof. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna mask this part like that. Perfect. I'm gonna mask this part right there. Perfect. Let's see what I have. That's kind of like the shape that I want to extract. So let's extract that now. Let's go with extract. I'm gonna go to 0. Extract. Perfect. Accept. Let's hide my original one. Let's get this one. Yeah, deselect the mask. Let's go to polygon counts target polygon counts 0.1, Zremesh, and let's see what we get here. Let's wait a second until this is done of the calculation. Boom. I don't like this. I think that could be better. So I'm gonna Zremesh again. Zremesh. That's much better. Kind of like that better. A little bit. Something like that. That's good. Let's go to solo mode and let's move this. Okay, perfect. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to mask this part here. I'm going to invert the mask and I'm going to rotate that part. So let's rotate this and move it right here. Kind of like that. I'll move it down. Not much. It's rotating too much there. So let's probably around there. I just kind of like at this point I make a little bit. Oh, that's too much. That's too much. That's too much. I might do it just a second. Okay, let's see. Let's mask this again, because sometimes you have, it's not like everything's gonna be right, like how you expect. So let's move it from here. Let's move this out, and I might have to put it around there. I might have to fix this. I'm gonna go with the C modeler BZM, and let's insert a loop here. And let's move this up. And maybe I can just get a better fix with I think that looks good. It's not bad at all. It's not bad at all. I think that works. Actually, think that's good. I think that works. I think that's pretty good. Nice. Okay, that's not bad. I thought it was gonna be bad, but no, that's not bad. I think that's good. Okay, so I have the shirt there, and I'm gonna give it some thickness. So I'm gonna go back to my C modeler again. So I might add a little bit here, another one. Yeah, let's add another one. BCM. I'm gonna add another loop right there. And let's move this one. Let's adjust this a little bit better. Yeah, just like that. Bring this up. Yeah. Perfect. That's much better. That's much better. Okay, let's adjust that now. Let's go with a BCM and let's extrude all polygons right there. Perfect. Now I can just take Control Shift, select rectangle. I'm going to hide this pretty much, kind of. And I'm gonna Control Shift click outside. No, sorry. Control Shift drag outside to invert that selection, and I'm going to delete hidden. I don't need the things inside. So let's go to geometry, modify topology, and delete hidden. So it's gonna delete the faces inside. So that's good. That's good for me there. And I have my C modeler here. What I can do is extrude this in. So let's do this. With the edge, kind of like select or hover it in, goes to extrude, the edge loop, and look, there you go. And do the same with this one here, extrude, edge loop, up, perfect. And I'm gonna do the same with the color as well. Let's see, I moved kind of weird right there. Extrude this in, perfect. And let's move this part here, kind of like looking weird, like something like that. Okay, something that I can do here. No, I didn't like. That wasn't properly. That wasn't good. That wasn't cool. What I did there. Okay. Okay, so I have that. Something that I can do, just I can add some edges there, or I can add some. Let's see, Control D, Control D. That looks fine for me now. That's good for me, for what I want to achieve right now. That's good. Okay, I can start like throwing some kind of like with the cloth tool, something like that, smooth, you know, and kind of like go here and something like this. Okay, I can change the color. Let's give it like a nice pinkish color, and let's fill object, and that's nice. So I have that part. That's pretty cool. Let's put the shoulders a little bit higher, like this. Look a little bit cuter. Let's go. Let's move this part in. And let's move that. Cool. Okay. So there you go. This is getting much better. Okay. So let's say I want to add some strands here. So let's add some strands. I can use the curved brush. Where is my curved brush? It's probably hidden behind this thing. So I'm just gonna move this to the side. Let's go. Let's look for my curved brush. There you go. Curved tube brush. Okay. Let's go like that. Pretty small around that area. I'm gonna open this up, double click, go to stroke and move the stroke right here. Perfect. Go to curve functions, so modifiers, size, click the curve fall off, and I'm gonna move this up and I'm gonna move this down like that. Perfect. Now I can add my kind of like hairs. I'm gonna bring this one here. I'm gonna start probably from here, going down like that. Let's move this. That's probably gonna move like that. I can go add curve function, delete curve. Let's move this guy here. And let's move this. And let's move this in. Okay. I should have probably like used this one a little bit bigger, that curve, but nothing I can do now. I can just probably like move this one in here and move this one out, just like that. Okay, so it comes from that side. I think that will work much better. There you go. Perfect. And I can just inflate this. Inflate, so I can just get it like a bigger strand right there. Okay, and let's move it inside a little bit more here. And if you see, like mostly when I'm working with doing hair, I just like my strokes are super big. It helps a lot. Let's move this one here, kind of like following the same curve. Okay, that's good. I'm going to split to unmask. Unmask, no, yeah, mask or unmask point still. I wanted that separate, which is good. Press C and fill object right there. My intensity is super low. Fill object right there. Perfect. Okay, so that's pretty good. I have pretty much a part of the hair. So you guys asked me last time about the Polypaint. I can just do some Polypaint to it. So let's go with this guy here. I can finish the hair later or something, but you know, like this is kind of like the principles. You can just add more strands as I did that one as well, you know. So let's see with the Polypaint BST, I'm gonna change drag to dots and alpha off. Okay, I'm gonna select this color with C, and gonna go with the red a little bit. And I'm going to change the RGB intensity a little bit. I'm just going to add a little bit of red in the nose, the cheeks, right here, this part. Okay. Then I can add this red, kind of like this one here for the mouth. Not for the mouth, for the lips. And let's say sometimes, oh, I get out of the lip line, you can fix it easy. It's not a big deal. You can just press C here and just kind of like cover that part, as I'm doing right now. Press C again to go back to this color, and there you go. The nice lips right there. Let's add some color here, kind of like a shadow. I don't know how you call that, like a shadow thing on top. So let's add a little bit here. It's probably, I will go probably with the brown, like that, not like a gray or black, probably like a brown. Like this. And add a little bit here as well. There you go. Okay, perfect. So I can break symmetry right here and add with the drag, and this one I can add that little freckle that she has here. Let's make this intensity bigger. Right there. Okay, and I'm gonna duplicate this one just so I can keep my original one. Turn this off, just in case. Okay, so now that I turn off the symmetry, I can just bring this. Oh no, move brush, bring this down and bring this up. Kind of like give that nice. Perfect. There you go. So you know, like if we come from like with so many different progress, like doing this, like you know, like sometimes you're gonna see that it's not gonna look right, that it's not looking right, but then you get it. Like you know, you have to keep working at it until you get the proportions. Because you see some tutorials, they just do it the right, like you know, oh, I make the eyes, boom, perfect. I make the nose, oh, it's perfect. And it doesn't work like that. Definitely, you have to keep working on it. Like keep looking at your references, keep working on your references, and gosh, no. Well, this is upsetting there. I lost my Polypaint, but anyways, that was like the part that I show you guys how to do the Polypaint. I'm sorry about that. If you guys want, really, I have another video how I tackle some of the Polypaint. If not, I just make a separate video how to Polypaint this character. So I think this is for all. You can add some details here on the braids here and add a little bit more strands, but this is pretty much my process of sculpting. And I hope you guys like this video. Comment, follow along, send me your work, follow me on Instagram, YouTube, subscribe, share this content with people that you might think is gonna benefit from this content. So I'm planning to bring like a more full tutorials like this one, step by step, doing work like that. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for sticking all this time with me. I really appreciate it. Take care, guys, and see you next Friday with another character. So take care and have an amazing weekend, guys. Bye.